We didn't have any sort of agreement or anything. The next thing I know, she's in here trying to win the lottery, suing me for $20,000.
He has only sent about $1,500 in the last 3
so
years.
which means $1,500 for a 10-year-old child. Ooh, you buy the food, ma'am?
Oh yes, and I had to buy
With
her
school
clothing.
school
I had to
clothes?
take her
Tell me.
to the dentist. I had to get her school supplies.
Didn't give her any money? I tell you what, if anything like mine, $500 for toilet tissue. Get him out of here.
You talking about BS, you going to hell. Straight, you're gonna burn up in hell. You're a two-faced liar. And you will be casting this judgment for the people, by the people, by judgment.
Well, ho, ho, ho.
Excuse me, sir.
What
Stop
you got
pulling,
down
please.
there?
This is not a ho-ho situation.
What you got down there? You've been shaking.
The plaintiff is suing the defendant for back pay and child care.
Came to Judge Jackie's courtroom today because I am owed $20,000 from my former neighbor.
She has taken care of her former neighbor's daughter for 3 years and has received little to no financial support.
I watched his child for him for 3 years, and how does he thank me? By only giving me less than $1,500 to take care of her.
She's hoping to put this money into a college fund for her.
And I have all these receipts that show that I got her dental care, and I got her glasses, I got her school supplies, I even got her gymnastics clothes and supplies. So I'm hoping that Judge Jackie gets me paid back today for all the money that I'm owed.
The defendant is appalled that he is being sued by the plaintiff and assures the court that the plaintiff volunteered to take care of his daughter.
I'm here today because I've been sued by my former neighbor for $20,000 for costs and expenses she claims she spent on my daughter when she asked to keep my daughter and volunteered to keep my daughter, and I let her stay there while I was on the road. And I come home and I find out I've been sued for $20,000.
He is still heartbroken from the death of his wife several years ago, but is now in a new relationship.
I hope the judge is going to hear me out and give me a chance to, kind of tell her why I think this lady's just, kind of crazy.
Cajun court is now in session. There'll be no chewing, no talking, no cell phone. The Honorable Justice Jackie is presiding. All the litigants have been sworn in. It's case 409, child care.
Good morning.
Morning.
We really thank everybody for being here. It's our second case for the day. We're going to get through this. It's pretty interesting. I've read all the facts. Plaintiff, you're here today. You're wanting to get some child care. I'm going to start with you, and you can just give me the facts of your case so I can try to make a decision.
In January of 2014, the defendant moved into my apartment complex with his 10-year-old daughter, and my daughter and his daughter quickly became fast friends and ended up playing in the neighborhood, going to school together, and being inseparable. Over time, he picked up more work as a trucker. He works as a truck driver, and he asked me if I could watch his daughter when he was on the road. She was at my house anyway, hanging out with my daughter, so I agreed to watch her when he was working. Well, this arrangement ended up going on for close to 3 years, and I incurred a large amount of expenses for which I was not reimbursed.
Did the child live with you?
The child was living with me at that time. Now, in January of this year, he contacted me one day and said, found a new wife, was moving out of state, just came, picked up his daughter, and made no effort to reimburse me for all the expenses that I incurred.
Now, were you all dating or anything like that?
No.
How did you,
Absolutely not.
We were just neighbors. I've been married this whole
Just 1
time.
minute, sir. How did it come about that you were taking care of his child?
She asked me.
Okay. Sir, will you I'm asking the questions.
Well, can I object or anything? Because
No,
she's
you
over there
cannot
telling
do
stuff
anything.
that's not true.
I tell you what, we're just getting started with this case, and I don't need you to say anything right now. I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak, okay?
Thank you.
And if you
I'm
would
sorry.
just bear with me, let her tell me she brought this claim. You did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So you agreed to be here. Let me get the facts from her, okay? And we'll get through this, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, the reason that his child ended up staying at my house for close to 3 years is because she was best friends with my daughter, and I just thought that it was a good environment for her. He was on the road all the time. She might have been unattended or left with someone who wouldn't take as good a care of her as I did. She was treated like another child of mine by me and my family, and we made sure that
So
she
his child was with you 3 years.
close to 3 years, ma'am.
She offered to help my daughter and offered to keep her while I was on the road. That part is true, but we didn't have any sort of agreement or anything. The next thing I know, she's in here trying to win the lottery, suing me for $20,000.
Okay.
This case is getting more interesting by the minute. Let's see what happens next as Cajun Court TV returns. We're back in Justice Jackie's courtroom.
Now's your time to speak, sir. Now tell me, are you a single parent?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. And my wife died in 2013 before this all happened. And
I'm sorry.
It was devastating. It was an accident. And so I'm left with a 10-year-old daughter at the time. And we moved into the complex that she lives in. She's right about that. But she told you that I had asked her to keep her. No, she offered. She said, hey, I know you're on the road. I know you're trying to get your life back together. And I know you're taking longer. I'm a truck driver. I get paid by the mile, sometimes by the job. And I started taking longer jobs because I needed to do something to help out my daughter and my family. I was making more money. She offered to help my daughter and offered to keep her while I was on the road. That part is true. But we didn't have any sort of agreement or anything. The next thing I know, she's in here trying to win the lottery, suing me for $20,000.
Okay. Well, do you think that's unreasonable?
Well, I mean, I ain't a lawyer, but...
Well, tell me about this 10-year-old child. Now, she tells me she's got a 10-year-old child, which is a good thing. The child has lost
Your
a
Honor,
mother.
his daughter is a very good child and fit in well at our home. We always enjoyed having her with us. It's not a question of not liking his daughter and not wanting to take care of his daughter. The problem is that this gentleman always passes the buck. In 3 years' time, he only sent a little bit under $1,500 to his daughter to help out. It really was just pocket that she could only use
She gave
for
it to-
expense.
Tell me
Your
that's
Honor,
not true.
I sent what I had. She asked. The time she asked, she said, hey, can you help out with some of the expenses? And I sent what I had.
Okay.
And,
So
and she gave it to her to run around and spend on it. She didn't spend any money on clothes.
Wait, just a second. So in 3 years, you've given her how much? How much has he given you?
He has only given me $1,473, Your Honor.
Like
out of nearly
for
$20,000
his
in
child.
expenses.
Your Honor, that's all
and
I
I have
had.
receipts right here.
Okay.
I mean...
Okay, so tell me about this trucking business. You're driving trucks?
Yes, ma'am,
Do
I
you
was
own-
able to... I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am, I was able to get my own truck, and I was able to start doing some work on my own and making more money, trying to provide a better life for my daughter because my wife died. And,
Well, what kind of relationship does he have with his daughter? I know you're helping with the daughter, but what if he's on the road? What kind of relationship does he and the child have?
Your Honor, he would call and talk to his daughter every day, but as far as coming to visit her, he frequently was on the road. He didn't have time for his daughter, but he did have time to pick up a new wife in another state.
the fact that I finally found somebody that I can be happy with after my wife passed away doesn't have anything to do with
yes,
this.
This has a lot. What about this child? Has a lot to do with it.
It's
'cause
not
I'm
like I
concerned about this
neglected her,
child.
Your Honor. I was out trying to make a living. And I was always going to come back and get her. I just didn't know I was going to get a $20,000 bill for somebody that offered to help her.
What's wrong with $20,000? 3 years?
Because she...
I tell you what, 14. Well, how much did you say, ma'am? How much?
He has only sent about $1,500 in the last 3 years.
So which means $1,500 for a 10-year-old child. Who you buy the food, ma'am?
Oh, yes, and I had to
Okay.
buy
With
her
school
clothing.
school
I had to
clothes?
take
Tell
her
me.
to the dentist. I had to get her school supplies. I didn't want to treat his child as any less than I would treat my
$14.
own
So
child.
that comes out in 3 years. That's about $1,500. That's about $500 per year.
Your Honor,
for
that's
a 10-year-old child. What's in your head?
The little girl is so sweet. She just turned 13 years old, and she is a joy to be around. I wish I could keep her. I'm heartbroken that her dad is taking her back, and I really hope that he treats her right and that he saves up for college like I wanted to do for her.
We're back with the case of former neighbors.
$100. That's about $500 per year.
Your Honor,
for
that's...
a 10-year-old child. What's in your head?
That's all I had. I
Okay.
couldn't send her anything. I wanted to send more, and she never said anything at the get-go about us coming in
Well,
and
tell
doing
me
this.
that's all you had. Tell me about your expenses. Tell me why is
Well, I got-
$500? You know what? I need to put you in jail. What
Put
do
me
you have
in
to say?
jail?
Yes, for not taking
losing
care-
my wife and taking care of my daughter the best
for not
I can?
taking care of your child. I
did the best I could. Well, I couldn't put her in the...
Tell me about your living expenses. Tell me about this truck you're driving. Tell me, I want to know. Inquiring mind want to know, because this is ridiculous.
I got a used truck. I pay $650 a month on that truck. And it helps me to try to get our lives back together after we had a tragedy, and I did the best I could. And maybe I didn't make the best decisions, but I made the decision I thought was right at the time. And she comes in, and when, Your Honor, let me tell you something. When this first started, she offered to keep my kid. She didn't say anything about braces. She didn't say anything about all these...
Should she have to say, sir, you know what?
Yes.
Don't make me... Should she have to tell you to take care of your child?
Your Honor, but there wasn't any agreement.
What the hell wrong with you?
Your Honor, there's not any sort of agreement. She's
you
just
know,
coming
y'all bring this shit. I understand. I sympathize death. You know, there's nothing you can do about death. But you got a living child and you give it to a woman, you move into a complex. You didn't really know the woman, and you gave your child to her, and then you don't give her anything for support.
I didn't.
What?
I didn't give my child to her. She offered to help me
You
out.
didn't tell him out to her. Didn't give her any money. I tell you what, if anything like mine, $500 with toy tissue.
Your Honor,
Sir,
it's not like I just dropped her off and said, "Oh, have at it," and
yes,
send me a
it
bill
is.
one day. No, Your Honor, she offered. She offered to help me out because I was down on my luck.
Ma'am, do you have anything else?
Yes, I just wanted to say that I believe the defendant is a good man, but as far as being realistic about how much it
What good have to
costs...
do with taking care of your responsibility? That child is your responsibility.
I know that, Your Honor. That's why I was out on the road trying to make money. It wasn't like I was some
Well, you know
deadbeat
what?
not doing
Well, tell
anything.
me, $650 for the truck.
Sometimes I get paid by the mile. Sometimes I get paid by the job. Sometimes it's longer. Sometimes I just really don't know at the time.
$650, you could have bought you a lawnmower. You could have cut some grass.
Your Honor, his daughter told me that he saved up enough money to pay me back, but that his new wife demanded that he buy a house for her, and that's where the money
Now
went.
tell me that's not true.
No, that is not true.
No. Tell me that's not true.
She offered to take care of my child, and she knows that she came back and
Well,
sent us a
what does that have
$20,000
to do
bill
with
and
the
sued
price
me.
of tea and china? It's your child.
I understand
not her
that,
child.
but Your
Your
Honor, I ain't a
Honor.
lawyer, but there ain't no agreement between us. Look,
You know what?
I come over to your house and I
when
cut
you
your
had
yard.
that child, that's your agreement. When that child was brought into the world, that is your agreement. She has no responsibility for that kid. She's a good Samaritan, in other words.
She volunteered.
We're back after the break.
She's just a little bit bossy, and she's interfering in me and my daughter's life. And whatever happens after today, she ain't ever seeing my daughter again.
Let's see how justice will prevail.
Your Honor, his daughter told me that he saved up enough money to pay me back, but that his new wife demanded that he buy a house for her, and that's where the money
Now
went.
tell me that's not true.
No, that is not true.
Tell me
There is
that's
nothing
not true.
wrong with me
You know
buying a
what?
place for
Ma'am,
my
do you
daughter
have
to
any
live, so I don't got to
evidence
live in that
do you have
junky
any
apartment
evidence,
next to
child?
her.
I don't have any evidence about the cost of this new house. That's just what his daughter
Did you
told me.
buy a new house for your new wife?
We're working on it right now.
Well, you
We're
know
trying
what?
to get a down payment together. We didn't buy a house.
What's your down payment?
It's going to be $20,000. $20,000 that she wants. She wants to come in here and win the lottery. Judge, look at it. There's no agreement here. Now listen, if I come over to your house...
I don't need you to tell me, because you're not coming to my house.
No, but if I come...
$1,000 for a down
Judge,
payment on the house, where you get that from? You don't
well,
work.
my wife is helping out on some of it. It ain't on mine.
Say what?
It's not on mine. It's my new wife, my fiance. We're not married yet. We're probably common law.
Well, what about, would she know your child? Has she met your child?
Yes.
She know that this woman is taking care of your child, that she's about to be your bride?
She knows that she offered to take care of my child, and she knows that she came back and sent us a $20,000 bill and sued me.
What does that have to do with the price of tea and china? It's your child.
I
It's
understand
not her
that,
child.
but
Your
I ain't a
Honor.
lawyer, but there ain't no agreement between us. Look,
You know what?
I come over to your house and I
when
cut
you
your
had
yard.
that child, that's your agreement. When that child was brought into the world, that is your agreement. She has no responsibility for that kid. She's a good Samaritan, in other words.
She volunteered,
you
Your
know
Honor,
what?
and I thought she was helping me out.
$20,000. Sir,
$20,000?
$20,000.
I don't have $20,000.
You tell your wife to loan it to you.
My
and I
wife
tell
is
you what,
dead.
Tell your
My wife
bride,
is dead.
You know what? Get him out of here. You just got your death certificate. You brought that child into the world. Don't make me go ballistic up in here. Get him out of here.
Your Honor, I just wanted to tell you that the whole reason that I brought this...
Let me get... I don't want to lose my composure up in here.
I'm sorry you got you hot under the collar. I just wanted to tell you that the whole reason that I filed this case was because I wanted to use that $20,000 to open up a college fund for his daughter, because I don't think he's going to save for his daughter at all, and I just wanted to make sure she got a good
I just
education.
want to say to you, to take that child into your home and to care for her and to nourish her and see a father, although I sympathize, when death sometimes leaves us in a situation where we can't cope. But you know what? That child needs him more than anything else, more than that new bride. So for you to take care of that child, that is admirable. And I admire that, and I'm sure that child is grateful. And I don't know what's going to happen, but today I am going to award you that $20,000.
Thank you.
And ma'am, I don't know if the child has counseling. I don't know. I'm going to suggest this gentleman gets counseling. Because one thing about it, the child, life goes on. So that child, if you're going to take that money and put it into an account for her, that is, you are wonderful. You are wonderful to take somebody else's child and to mold them. If he never said, I'm grateful. So I tell you what, you take that $20,000 and be there. Maybe you deserve to put it in your pocket. But to say, to say you're going to put in an account for her, I tell you what, my prayers are with you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I really hope that
Judgment
everything
granted for the
works out for
plaintiff.
his child.
Just one day.